Hello and welcome. This is Coach Mary Jervich with Freedom Practice Coaching. And today I want to teach you how to track supplement and supply orders. Now, this is really important if you're working in a practice. And even if you're not working in a practice, you're still going to be able to benefit from this. So even if you have nothing to do with functional medicine or you're not even in a practice, you're just in a general office, you're definitely going to be able to benefit from it. The system I'm going to show you today, I actually started using when I worked in restaurants years ago. And this is how we did our food purchasing orders. Now, if you are working in a medical clinic currently, you actually have somewhat of an advantage because when you work in a restaurant, you really have to worry about your products going bad on you. And so each product has a little bit of a shelf life. Well, although supplements and nutraceuticals have shelf lives, usually they're much longer. So you kind of have an advantage with this. But today we're going to cover a couple of different things. So whether you're in a practice or whether you're working in a restaurant or any other business, if you have to order supplies, this is going to benefit you. So you're definitely going to enjoy this lesson. So in this ordering lesson, what we're going to talk about is how to track supplement and supply usage, how to limit your inventory. And when we limit our inventory on hand, this is going to save us money, right? You always want to have the lowest amount of product on hand because every time you have that product on your shelf, that represents dollars that could be in your bank account or in your owner's bank account making money. So we want to limit the amount of inventory we have on hand. It also is going to limit that old product waste, right? Because we don't want to have too much product on hand to where we can't go through it and we end up throwing it away. This system is also going to allow you to learn how to never run out of supplies or supplements again. It's pretty foolproof, and you are all of those nightmares you're having right now because you're out of this supplement or you're out of that supplement, that is all going to go away. And then this is going to be an easy system for ordering. So one thing that I really love are systems, and not just any systems, but systems that really work. And so this system is going to be transferable from one person to another. So maybe it's your main responsibility to order the supplements in your office or the supplies, but oftentimes you're still going to go on vacation. You're still going to have days off. And so who's actually taking over that process whenever you're not in the office to do it? This easy system is going to be able to allow you to transfer this process easily. And then you're going to save money by ordering on purpose. So we're going to talk about that as well. When we order supplements or supplies and we know kind of the best ways to do that, you're going to end up saving money. So we're going to talk about that as well. All right. So if you enjoy this lesson, be sure to like it and subscribe. Now let's look at the spreadsheet that we're going to use. Now this is just a simple Excel document. And this is the document that is going to change your life for supply purchasing. So the way that this works is you actually are going to fill out this top portion with all of the different supplies or supplements that you have. So if we were filling one of these out, we would want to go ahead and put the product name here. So what is the name of the actual supplement? And maybe we'll just call this black pens. We'll just do a supply. Right? And then we're going to put where are we ordering this from. Now this is really great, especially if you are new to the office or something like that, right? Where do you order your supplies from? Where do you get this stuff from? And let's just say that we get this thing from Costco. So we're going to put that in here. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to put in what is the price. And the other, you could also, with this product name, you could put a code in here for a number too. So maybe there's a product number, 38954. We'll just put that. And we get this from Costco and we pay, I'm just going to say $8. And maybe another thing you do is you want to put the quantity because maybe it's a 40 pack. And now we've got all of our little specifications in here. And then we can put order detail. Now, this really comes in handy if there's a special way that we want people to order. And so some supplement companies, they'll actually give you bonuses. So if you order 11 of one item, they'll give you one free. Or if you order at least $200, they'll give you free shipping. Or if you order at least $500, maybe you get 20% off. And so each different company that you work with is going to have special ordering tips. And if there's a special ordering tip for this, you're just going to put that detail in here. Now with Costco, probably the main thing you'd want to do is use like an elite purchasing card. And so you'd put this here. And so you would build this out. Now, if you're doing supplements, I recommend keeping all of your supplements on one order form. If you're doing supplies, keep all of your supplies on one order form. Now, that's not to say that you have to order them from the same companies. You have to decide what works best in your office for organizing things. But when it comes to supplements, the thing that I found easiest, especially from coming from restaurants and moving into a practice, the easiest thing for me to find the supplements on the shelf to actually be able to give those to the practice members was to actually have them in alphabetical order. So whether it was coming from Zymogen or Standard Process or another supplement company, it really didn't matter. As long as the supplements were in alphabetical order, I would be able to easily find them. And so that's how you kind of fill this form out. And so this does take work one time to get all of your supplements down in an order. The next thing you have over here is you have this list of dates. And all you need to do, this form is set up for complete ease. And so all you have to do here is you just need to put the date of your first order. So let's just say that today's date is, we're just gonna say today, well, let's just do today's date, October 14th, 10, 14, 19. And it's going to automatically change all the dates on this. Now, this is set up for you to order supplements or supplies every single week. If you're not going to do that, you have two options. You can rebuild the formulas or you can just skip a week, okay? But the next thing you have here is you have your on hand, you have your par, and you have your order amount. Now, your on hand, this is where you're physically going to go to the shelf where your supplements are or where your supplies are, and you're going to count the amount that you have on hand. Now, for supplements, this is really key because you want to know how many you're using from week to week. So when you put your on hand, and let's just say this one is, we'll just do this here, vitamin C. We'll just say we have that. And we have a par of 5 because we go through about 5 of these a week. So when we check on hand, and I recommend you just print these forms off and keep them on a clipboard. It's the easiest thing to do. Now we can see on hand, let's just say we have 3. And so our par is 5, so we know that we're going to want to order 2. And then the next week when you go to order, you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to go back to the shelf and you're going to count the number of bottles there. Now, it seems like this takes a long time, but if you're doing this every week, it shouldn't take you really more than 20 minutes. I mean, even if you have a lot of supplements, it should go really quick. The key is to have all of your supplements organized and in the proper order. And if you do that, it's going to be really quick for you to be able to count the supplements that are on the shelf. And you pretty much are going to start to know how much you're going to have on hand anyways. If you have a low quantity or maybe it's something you have more of, you're going to start to be able just to see that when you're doing the order. Now, the thing you want to watch out for, because a lot of times with these pars, when we're getting started, we're not going to know what the pars should really be. So you can go back and you can look at your recent orders and you can see if you can make a guesstimation, or you just set like a reasonable par. And after a week or two, you're going to start to even this out. So let's just say I didn't actually have 3 on hand for the vitamin C. Let's just say that I had 5 on hand. So I don't need to order any. Then the next week when I do the order, I still had 5 on hand. So I didn't need to order any. Then the next week I have 4 on hand. So I'd only need to bring that up to 1. But let's just say the next week I had 5 on hand and I didn't use any. Well, now we can see over the last 4 weeks, we only used 1 of these vitamin C's, right? So we really don't need to have 5 on hand. We could probably go ahead and lower our par. And so here, this is where you're going to save the money. So instead of keeping this par at 5, what I would do, and if I've got this printed out, I would just write right on the printout, and then when I go to reset it for the next time we're tracking, I can always update it. But I could drop this down, and I can even just drop it down to 3. Like, right, I don't want to get it too low because I don't want to run out, but I don't need it quite at 5. So I can leave it here. And if it's at 3, now I can just keep tracking over the weeks. So maybe the next week I have 4 on hand, but now my new par is 3, so I don't need to order any. The next week, once again, 4 on hand, don't need to order any. Now the next week I'm going to have 2 on hand, and here you see I'm just going to go ahead and order one of those. And then you just keep going week after week. And by tracking it this way, and you have so many weeks on here, this is going to help you see what you're using of each supplement week to week. It's also going to be able to help you track if your doctor maybe is starting to prescribe a different supplement. You're going to see if one supplement's going up and another one is starting to go down. And so if you start to see those trends, you can always check in with your practitioner really early on and just ask them, hey, I noticed that this is changing. Are you doing things differently? Should I be ordering the supplements differently? And that's a way that you can save money. So you definitely want to do that. Okay, so we have this order detail here, and this is really important for us. So over here, we're going to have our ordering tips, and this is where you can list things, right? You can list things on this page like when to order, how the order is placed, any special details on how to order supplements. So for example, maybe one of our vendors is Zymogen, and we need to call Callie to place the order, and here's Callie's number. And we're going to need to place this order on Thursdays by noon, and they get delivered on Monday, right? If we order more than $250, you get free shipping, and if you order more than $500, you get a 10% discount. And I just made those things up for this example, but this is where you want to list out all of the different supplement companies or all the different places that you're ordering things from. And you can just print out this sheet and you can just put it right on your clipboard. If you're using different credit cards, this is a great place for you to put the 4 digits ending if you need to be switching out credit cards and things like that. And so that way you can just have the last 4 digits of your credit card, and you can also have the little 3-digit code that's on the back. And that way the person is super prepared when you're out of the office and they need to take over your order. So this is really the basics of this. And if you'll follow this and you'll do this week after week, you are going to, like I said, you're going to eliminate the amount of supplements you have on hand because you're going to be able to clearly see from week to week how much you're using. If you see that you're using more product, then all you need to do is just start to increase that par. And if you've got that par set properly, and it usually just takes about 4 weeks to get your pars like really tied in. And so after 4 weeks, you're limiting the amount of product on hand, but you won't be running out of product at this point either, which is so important because it takes time and energy when people are coming in for supplements and you don't have them on hand. So it makes it really easy. And yeah, so you're not going to have waste and you're just going to see things that you aren't ordering anymore. And when you're out of the office, you can just train somebody how to follow this simple system. Count how many we have on hand, look at the par, and you're going to order up to that par. And that's when you can put these little details up top because you always want to get those bonuses. So if you're ordering from a company where if you order 11 and you get one free, and you can see like, hey, we go through at least 12 of these in 6 weeks, there's no reason why you wouldn't order 12, even if you only needed to have 2 on hand. Because that way you're not going to run out and you're still going to get that discount bonus. So I hope that this was helpful. And if you enjoyed this lesson, be sure to like it and click to subscribe. Once again, this is Mary Jurvich. Thank you for joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.